So I'm going to start. Okay. So in our previous lecture, I have shown you that how the Lorentz condition remains invariant under the Lorentz transformation. First, we have transformed the Lorentz condition under the 4 vector, and we have obtained its covariance form. So the covariance form here gives us dou A alpha or dou X alpha equals to 0. So I have already told you that the covariance form of any 4 vector is mentioned in terms of subscript indices. So here X alpha is the 4 position vector, A alpha is the 4 current vector, and this dou over dou X alpha is the 4 dimensional space derivative. So this was one of the example. Now today, uh, let us see the covariance form of Maxwell's inhomogeneous field equation. So first, uh, who is Latika? Latika can't hear. Why? Latika, is there any problem? Hello, Latika. I think she has some audio problem. Yes, press the join audio button, then you can listen. So we have the 4 fundamental equations, Maxwell equations, and these 4 fundamental equations, by introducing the relationship between electromagnetic field vector with the electromagnetic potential A and phi, they are reducible under 2 equations, and these 2 equations are mentioned here by equation number 1 and equation number 2. So when we use the relationship B equals to curl of A and E equals to minus grade phi minus dou A over dou T in those fundamental Maxwell equations. So these 4 equations reduces into the 2 equations. So this is read as D'Alembert of A vector equals to minus mu 0. This D'Alembert is basically an operator, second order derivative, which is shown here. So that is equals to Laplacian minus 1 by c square dou square over dou t square. So D'Alembert of A equals to minus mu 0 j, and D'Alembert of phi equals to rho by epsilon 0. So these two equations are derived from the 4 fundamental Maxwell's equation by substituting the relationship of B and A, E in terms of A and phi. Okay. So a very simple derivation is given in the book of Gupta Kumar. You can see that also. And remember here the Lorentz condition is also imposed. When we derive these two equations using the Maxwell fundamental equation, so the Lorentz condition is also used. That is, they substitute there the value what we have previously seen equals to 0. So uh, please remember that here that we have 4 fundamental equation, and using those equations we have now derived the 2 equation. Now these 2 equations can be further reduced into a single equation. So see, जहां पर आपको 4 इक्वेशंस की जरूरत पड़ रही थी एक सिस्टम को डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए, using the concept of 4 vector, you can reduce those 4 equations into a single equation, and that single equation is also transferable under Lorentz transformation. That is, it is transferable under Lorentz transformation, means that is the appropriate equation to explain the motion of any charged particle in the case of Minkowski space or in the relativistic case. So how we do that? Let us see a very simple exercise. In equation number 1 and 2, if I put here the value of D'Alembert operator, this one, so I get equation number 3, that is Laplacian of A minus 1 by c square dou square A over dou t square equals to minus mu 0 j. Similarly, when we put the D'Alembert operator here in equation 2, so we get equation number 4. Now let us write down the equation number 3 in form of component, because here there is a vector potential A vector and current density vector J vector. So we can write down this equation in its component form. That will give us three equations. So if I assume the coordinates of vector potential A vector equals to A1, A2, A3, and similarly the components of current density vector J vector is J1, J2, J3. So I get equation number 5 first. So when we take here the ith component, the ith component gives us this equation number 5 with vector 4 vector potential component A1 and J1. Then we get equation number 6 when we take the jth component of equation number 3, and equation number 7 which gives which is obtained by taking the kth component of equation number 3. So equation number 3 is written in terms of its component, and equation number 4 again as it is. So now you see we have now 4 equations, and we have 4 quantities here, A1, A2, A3. So our purpose is now to convert this 5 into A4. So what we can do is, we know that the value of A4, that is the fourth component of vector potential, is I by C5. So what I will do in next step, I will multiply by I by C on both the sides. So what will happen then? See here. If I multiply in equation 8 by I by C, so I will get here Laplacian of I5 by C minus 1 by C square 2 over dou t square I by I5 by C equals to minus I rho by C epsilon 0. Okay. See, there is some correction here. It will be dou square. Okay. Minus 1 by C dou square over dou t square. Correct. Now, using here the definition of 4 vector potential, we know that this is the value of A4, that is the fourth coordinate of the 4 vector potential. So A4 equals to I5 by C. So we are replacing this I5 by C by A4, and here also I5 by C equals to A4 equals to, now we are changing this absolute permittivity. We are replacing this absolute permittivity in terms of magnetic permeability. That is, permittivity is replaced by permeability using the simple relation which you know, C equals to 1 upon root of mu 0 epsilon 0. So using that relation, we can replace this epsilon 0 in terms of C speed of light and mu 0. So one C will be cancelled, and you will get here, this is not in denominator, okay, this is minus I C rho into mu 0. So I have already introduced to you this I C rho. This I C rho is basically the fourth component of our 4 current density vector. So this is J4 basically. So substitute here I0 equals to J4. So our Maxwell's second inhomogeneous equation basically, it is converted into this form. So now you see equation number 5, 6, 7 and equation number 9. They all are having in the same form. The difference is that here this is for the first component, this is for the second component, this is for the third component, and this is for the fourth component in the similar form. So when this type of equations we have, so we can write down them in a generalized form. So in a generalized form, if I take here common again, suppose this A4 from both the side, then we get the, means I am here introducing the definition of 4 vector potential in 4 current density vector. So our 4 vector potential AMU is A1, A2, A3, A4, which is called the 4 vector potential, and J mu equals to J1, J2, J3, J4 is 4 current density vectors, where mu is index 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 equations, equation number 5, 6, 7 and 9 can be written in this generalized form. That is Laplacian of A mu minus 1 by C square dou square mu over dou t square equals to minus mu 0 j. So if you will put mu equals to 1, so you will get first equation. If you will put mu equals to 2, second, mu equals to 3, third, and mu equals to 4, so fourth equation. If you take common here a mu, so again we get here the D'Alembert operator. So D'Alembert of a mu equals to minus mu 0 j. Now see what is the beauty of this 4 vector, that earlier you have 4 fundamental equations: Gauss law of electrostatic, Gauss law of magnetostatic, Faraday law, and Ampere law, Maxwell modified Ampere law. Using the definition of electromagnetic potential, you have reduces 4 equations into the 2 equations. Or simplify here, using the definition of 4 vector, you have converted these two Maxwell's inhomogeneous field equation 1 and 2. These are called the Maxwell's inhomogeneous field equation. So using 4 vector, you have converted these two equations in a single equation. So this is our single equation, means the whole electromagnetic equations now converted into a single one. So you can use this single equation to discuss the electrodynamics of a relativistic charge particle. And what is the application of this equation, or what is the use of this equation? This D'Alembert operator, it is also invariant under Lorentz transformation. I give you a simple exercise you have to do at your home. I have already mentioned you the value of D'Alembert operator, that is this one. Now you prove that D'Alembert operator is invariant under Lorentz transformation. Means if this is the D'Alembert operator in S frame of reference, that is a frame of reference with unprimed coordinate, so you have to get the same D'Alembert operator in the primed frame of reference. So you have to prove D'Alembert operator in S frame equals to D'Alembert in S prime frame. That is square equals to square prime square. Okay. So you have to prove it, and it is given in book. If you get any difficulty, so you can see in that book also. So since our D'Alembert operator is invariant under Lorentz transformation, A mu is also here the 4 vector, and 4 vectors are the appropriate form of any physical quantity in the 4 dimension. So it means that this whole equation is here invariant under the Lorentz transformation, because D'Alembert is invariant. When you will do that exercise, so you will get this equals to with prime. So both are same. A mu is in the terms of 4 vector potential. This J mu is also here the 4 current density vector. So if this is one equation for a particle in S frame of reference, so the same equation you will get in the S prime frame of reference. So that means with prime you will get the similar equation. So this shows here the reduction of Maxwell's fundamental equation in terms of 4 vector. So the conclusion is that using the 4 vector, we get a single equation instead of a complicated set of Maxwell equations, and that equation can be used to solve the electromagnetic part or electrodynamics part of a charged particle. One of the application, I tell you that what is the application of this equation, that when we solve this equation, so its a standard solution will basically give us the vector and scalar potential, because it is a second order differential equation, and the solution of that equation will finally give us the electromagnetic potential, but in relativistic case. So in relativistic case, the electromagnetic potentials are somewhat different than the classical or non-relativistic potentials. And those potentials are called here the retarded potentials or Lennard-Wichard potentials. So retarded or Lennard-Wichard potentials are basically the potentials associated with a relativistically moving charge particle. So later जब हम रिटार्डेड पोटेंशियल को पढ़ेंगे तो इस इक्वेशन का जो स्टैंडर्ड सॉल्यूशन है that will give us the final value of the LW potentials are retarded potentials. Okay, so this is also one of the example that how we can transform any physical condition or equation in four vectors using the standard formula or definition of the four vectors. Okay, so you have to do it. Then we have transformed this Maxwell equation in terms of four vectors. Now let us transform our electromagnetic potential from one frame of reference to the other frame of reference using the Lorentz transformation. Similar to the transformation equation which we have written for space and time, x prime equals to gamma x minus vt, y prime equals to y, z prime equals to z, t prime equals to gamma t minus xv by c square. So now similarly, let us find the relationship between the coordinates of the vector and scalar potentials in two frame of reference. So it is called the transformation of electromagnetic potentials under Lorentz transformation. ये एक मैं आपको तरीका बता रहा हूँ जिससे आप किसी भी क्वांटिटी को फोर वेक्टर में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. So that is very simple. What you have to do, you know the definition of four vector potential. So the four vector potential A mu is equals to A vector comma I by C phi, where A vector has three components, A1, A2, A3, and A4 is the fourth component, that is I by C phi. Here, whenever you will write down any physical quantity in terms of four vector, so it will be not vector, okay? It is a four-dimensional quantity, so it will be written as simply A in subscript mu. So that is, it is basically the covariant form of A. Okay. So A mu we know, that is A vector, three components, and fourth component I by C phi. Similarly, the fourth current density vector J mu, it is equals to J vector with three components J1, J2, J3, and fourth component IC rho, which we have previously derived with the help of Maxwell's inhomogeneous field equation. Now, how to transform the prime coordinate, unprime coordinate to the prime or prime to unprime coordinate? So, जब मैंने आपको फोर वेक्टर बताया था, तो मैंने बताया था कि these are the transformation equation. So, the Lorentz transformation for the four vector gives the relationship between coordinates from prime to unprimed or unprimed to prime using this relation. So suppose A alpha, where alpha is index 1, 2, 3, 4, A alpha prime is the four vector potential in S prime frame of reference. Now you want to find out the relationship between A alpha prime and A alpha. So this can be written as T alpha beta. A alpha prime equals to T alpha beta, A beta. Beta is again here index 1, 2, 3, 4. But it is taken here different because we have a tensor here, T alpha beta. So for vector potential, we will write down the transformation equation. A alpha prime equals to T alpha beta, A beta. And similarly, the transformation equation for the four current density vector, we will write down J alpha prime equals to T alpha beta, J beta. अब जब आप यहाँ पे अल्फा बीटा की वैल्यू रखेंगे, अल्फा 1 रखेंगे और बीटा की वैल्यू को चेंज करते जाएंगे, 1 2 3 4 रखेंगे. So basically the linear combination of these equation will be, if you take here alpha equals to 1, so it will become A1 prime equals to T1 beta A beta. Now you put beta equals to 1 2 3 4. So in right hand side you will be having four terms. पहली क्या होगी T11 A1 प्लस दूसरी होगी T1 बीटा चेंज करते जाना T12 A2 प्लस T13 A3 प्लस T14 A4. तो ये आपको पहले मिल गई इक्वेशन. जब आप अल्फा इक्वल्स टू 2 रखेंगे, अगेन बीटा 1 2 3 4 रखेंगे तो सेकंड इक्वेशन मिलेगी. A2 प्राइम इक्वल्स टू T21 A1 plus T22 A2 plus T23 A3 plus T24 A4 and so on. So in this way you will get the transformation equation. अब मेजर चीज ये आती है कि how to get this tensor a t alpha beta. So this tensor t alpha beta is basically nothing. It is taken from the Lorentz transformation equations. How we construct this tensor? So it is very simple. Earlier I have explained the Lorentz transformation, and these are our fundamental Lorentz transformation equations between the position and time coordinate. X prime equals to gamma x minus vt. Gamma is a relativistic factor here, 1 upon root of 1 minus v square by c square. Y prime equals to y, z prime equals to z, and t prime equals to gamma, again relativistic factor, t minus vx prime by c square. What we have to do, मैंने आपको कहा था कि जब हम 4 वेक्टर्स में कन्वर्ट करेंगे, so we will put x equals to x1, y equals to x2, z equals to x3, and x4 equals to ICT. So in these 4 equations, we will substitute these relations. If there is quantity with prime, तो आप वहाँ prime लगा देंगे. That is x1 prime will be x prime equals to x1, y prime equals to x2 prime, z prime equals to x3 prime, and x4 prime equals to ICT prime. So when we substitute this, means we are basically writing Lorentz transformation in 4 vector form. So when we substitute here, x equals to x1 prime, so x1 prime equals to gamma. Here we have to put x equals to x1, so this one. t की जगह आप यहाँ से रखेंगे, यहाँ से t equals to हो गया x4 by ic. ic को हम ऊपर लाने के लिए i से मल्टीप्लाई डिवाइड किया, तो साइन हो गया माइनस माइनस प्लस, एंड ये हो जाएगा v by c. So this beta is here v by c. Beta is the ratio of velocity of the particle upon velocity of the particle and speed of light. So I have substituted here this v by c equals to beta, and this beta is called here the relative velocity, because it is the ratio of v and c, particle velocity and speed of light. So that is the relative velocity, and x4. So in this way we have converted the first transformation equation in terms of these 4 vector components. Similarly, the second equation, y को हमें रखना है x2, so x2 prime equals to x2. यहाँ रखना है z की जगह x3, so x3 prime equals to x3. t prime की जगह हम यहाँ से रखेंगे ICT prime equals to x4 prime. So t prime you will replace by x4 prime. So finally आपको मिलेगी इक्वेशन x4 prime equals to gamma x4 minus I beta x1. Again here beta equals to v by c. So these equations are basically Lorentz transformation equations in terms of 4 vector components. So using these equations, we will construct this tensor. How? Because see, these equations are showing here the transformation of prime coordinate to unprime coordinate in this similar manner, which I have written here. So how you will write down this tensor? So construct a tensor T alpha beta equals to alpha take on as a column, beta take as a row. Okay, so you are having here 16 components, t11, t12, t13, t14, similarly t21, t22, t23, and so on. How you will write down t11? See this equation, this Lorentz transformation equation here. If you see on the right hand side here, so the coefficient corresponds to x1 will be here t1, because you are talking about 1 1. So this coefficient gamma will be here t1. So x1 coefficient हो गया. Now see, is there any x2 term? So there is no any x2 term. So the coefficient of x2 is basically 0. So your second coefficient t12 will be 0. There is no any x3. So t13 is also 0. There is a coefficient of x4 I beta gamma. So this will be t14 I beta gamma. So first equation से आपको ये चारों component मिल जाएंगे. Now come to the second equation, x2 prime equals to x2. Right hand side में देखिए, there is no any x1, so t21 is 0. There is x2, so its coefficient is 1, so t22 हुआ 1. Now there is no any x3, no x4, so 0 0. Similarly, third equation में आपको x3, that is t 3 मिलेगा 1, बाकी x1 का 0 कोएफिशिएंट, x2 का 0, x4 का 0। एंड लास्ट इक्वेशन से आपको यहाँ मिलेगा, पहले हम ये देखते हैं x1 का कोएफिशिएंट है माइनस आई बीटा गामा, सो दैट इज दिस इज t41। देयर इज नो एनी x2, that is 0, so 0, no x3, 0, no x2, 0, no x3, 0, and again we have x4 equals to the coefficient of x4 is gamma. Okay, so in this way we can construct this transformation, this tensor, and when you put here again alpha equals to 1, then we change this beta, so you will get the first transformation equation. How? See, so when we put alpha equals to 1, beta equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, so our first equation will become, here a crown a1 prime equals to t11 a1 plus t12 a2 plus t13 a3 plus t14 a4. Okay, now substitute the value of this tensor elements t11 t12 t13 t14 from this tensor. So t11 is gamma, substitute here, so gamma a1 plus t12 is 0, t13 is 0, see here 0 0, and t14 is I beta gamma, so substitute here I beta gamma. So in next step take gamma common, and again you can replace this a4 in terms of phi, because a4 equals to I phi by c, and beta equals to v by c, relative strip velocity. So if you put beta equals to v by c, a4 equals to I by c phi, so I becomes I square, that is minus, so minus v by c square phi. So see, now you have transformed the primed coordinate of first component of 4 vector potential in terms of unprimed coordinates of vector and scalar potential. So जैसे पोजीशन के लिए ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इक्वेशन है हमारी, ऐसे ही पोटेंशियल के लिए जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इक्वेशन है, दिस विल बी द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इक्वेशन. सिमिलरली व्हेन यू विल पुट हियर, अभी अल्फा 1 रखा था, अब अल्फा 2 रखेंगे और अगेन आप बीटा 1 2 3 4 रखिए, तो आपको मिलता जाएगा a2 प्राइम इक्वल्स टू t21 a1 t22 a2 एंड सो ऑन. बिकॉज़ यहाँ पे सिर्फ एक ही है, t22 1 है, तो आपको क्या मिलेगा, a2 प्राइम इक्वल्स टू a2, बाकी सारी चीजें 0. Similarly, when you will put alpha equals to 3, so you will get a3 prime equals to a3. And finally, when you will put alpha equals to 1, so you will get phi prime equals to gamma phi minus va1. So it is very simple thing, you can do it. So these 4 equations here, this one, this one, this one, this one, this represents here the transformation equations for the electromagnetic potentials. अब ये तो हमने इसको किया, पहली इक्वेशन को, वेक्टर 4 वेक्टर पोटेंशियल को. अब सिमिलरली 4 करंट डेंसिटी वेक्टर के लिए भी आप कर सकते हैं. टी अल्फा बीटा विल रिमेन सेम, देयर विल बी नो एनी चेंज, जस्ट आप अल्फा 1 रखेंगे, बीटा को वेरी करेंगे, तो आपको फर्स्ट इक्वेशन मिलेगी j1 प्राइम इक्वल्स टू j1 माइनस v रो. सेकंड इक्वेशन यू विल गेट j2 प्राइम इक्वल्स टू j2. थर्ड इक्वेशन j3 प्राइम इक्वल्स टू j3, and last one rho prime equals to gamma rho minus b by c square j1. Okay, so these are the transformation equations for electromagnetic potential under Lorentz transformation, and these are necessary whenever we discuss the relativistic electrodynamics and we want to transform one coordinate from one of frame of reference to the other frame of reference. So you can use this relationship and you can easily transform the coordinates. Okay, so this is also another example by which we can see that how the electromagnetic potentials are transformed under the Lorentz transformation, and you can see that these are also the covariant form of the Maxwell field equation. This shows the covariant form of the Maxwell's inhomogeneous field equation. Okay, so now in next class tomorrow we will discuss about the retarded potential. Retarded potential or LW potentials are very important. So I now give you some homework to you that आप आज घर पे जाकर थोड़ा retarded potentials को पढ़िएगा और थोड़ा समझिएगा कि what are retarded potentials, what is retarded time, और हाउ दे आर डिफरेंट देन द क्लासिकल पोटेंशियल्स। तो मैं किसी एक दो स्टूडेंट से पूछूंगा फिर कल बिफोर स्टार्टिंग अवर क्लास। सबसे पहले मैं पूछूंगा आपसे कि आप क्या सीखे, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय रिटार्डेड पोटेंशियल। अभी we have 5 minutes to close this meeting because we have limited 45 minutes. अभी फ्री वाला चला रहे हैं अपन, तो इसमें 45 minutes है। You can on your video also if you want to interact. So those who wants to on their video they can do so that हम बात कर सकते हैं इसमें। Anybody knows about the retarded potential? कोई है भी कि भैया चालू करके चले जाते हो कहीं घूमने घूमने?
Yes, sir.
तो कोई आवाज नहीं आ रही किसी की। कोई जानता है व्हाट आर रिटार्डेड पोटेंशियल्स?
नो सर।
अभी देखो मैंने कल परसों ही पता है आपको इसमें नोबेल प्राइज मिला है जीटीआर के बेसिस पे ब्लैक होल को की स्टडी के लिए। आप सब पढ़े ही होंगे, है ना? तो
Yes, sir.
तो आपका जो कंटेंट जो आप पढ़ रहे हैं यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट्स इंपॉर्टेंस, हाउ दिस रिलेटिविस्टिक इलेक्ट्रोडायनेमिक्स इज इंपॉर्टेंट। So this relativistic electrodynamics is based upon the special theory of relativity and Lorentz transformation. And GTR उसके बाद आइंस्टाइन ने GTR दी थी, General Theory of Relativity, in which he has predicted about the concept of gravity and space-time folding and gravitational field, gravitational waves, so many things. Okay, and on the basis of that theory, recently these three people they got the Nobel Prize on the basis of their earlier studies. They theoretically studied that there is the existence of the black hole. Earlier आप सब जानते थे कि black hole होता है कोई है, but they have studied it theoretically. Einstein ने prediction की थी, but he was not sure कि that there may be black hole. उसका ऐसा prediction था, but these three guys they have discovered it that there is existence of black hole also, and there is a very great role of general theory of relativity GTR. तो आपको थोड़ा GTR भी पढ़ना चाहिए, इट इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। एक दिन एक उसका अलग से लेक्चर करेंगे GTR के ऊपर। तो मैं आपको ये काम देता हूँ इतना कि आप थोड़ा सा रिटार्डेड पोटेंशियल के बारे में पढ़ के आइए, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है और उसको कल हम करते हैं। उसमें रिटार्डेड पोटेंशियल और एलडब्ल्यू पोटेंशियल को डिराइव करेंगे। तो इसका क्या यूज होगा जब हम when we will calculate the electromagnetic potentials for the relativistic charge particle, तो उसका
Sir, retarded potential is the potential due to time varying current.
yes, time varying current or time varying charge particle. So because
Yes, sir.
because time varying field that is due to the motion of charge particle, it causes the electromagnetic signal, and this electromagnetic signal when it is emitted by a source, it reach to a field, so it takes some time because we know that when light comes from sun to earth, so it takes some time. So similarly when electromagnetic signal it travel in the media, so it takes some time. So there is some delay in the signal coming from source to the observer. So this delay in time we have to calculate. Actually हम क्या करते हैं, आप ये मान के चलते हैं कि जहाँ सोर्स से जब चला सिग्नल you are immediately getting the signal. No, you are getting the signal after some time. That is the time elapsed by the signal to come from the source to the observer. So that delay in time, that is called the retarded time, and the electromagnetic potentials are also they are the retarded potential. So what are that? Tomorrow we will discuss in detail. And using those potentials, you have the relation B equals to curl of A. So if you calculate somehow the retarded potential A, vector potential A, so substituting in this relation B equals to curl of A, you can calculate the magnetic field. In the relation E equals to minus grade phi minus dou A over dou T, if you will put the retarded potential A phi, so you will get the electric field. Electric field, magnetic field मिल गया, तो you can calculate the power using the Poynting theorem. So you can calculate the power emitted by relativistic charge particle. So many things later one by one we will study, and finally we will come to the power emitted by relativistic charge particle. And this has a large of astrophysical applications. Okay, so in solar physics there is an enormous application of this topic. So within few seconds we will be disconnected because the meeting time is almost ended.